Hey everyone, I'll be going over a couple points that I do hope to see for this game. I really do like the company behind the game is too, Kuro Games. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video and get into the stuff I wanted to talk about. Alright, talking about the open world in Wuthering Waves. For material farming, I do hope to see kind of like these big cluster locations on the map that just have a lot of the resources we need, because me personally, I'm not a huge fan, especially if you don't have a lot of time in the day to run around and to go to each different location just for one certain kind of material or map. I think a lot of players would really like that you have like these big burst locations that just drop a shit ton of like all these different kind of materials. And with the materials, I would also really like to see an exchange shop for the materials. So let's say you have an abundance of one of them that you can kind of like convert to the other. When they make a lot of the dungeons and puzzles pretty similar to each other, it kind of becomes a little bit boring and tedious to just complete and do them. So I would really like it if they could make a lot of them more unique and individual from each other. I know it's a lot to ask, especially if it's so open world. So if they put a lot of them, they tend to look a bit similar than other because they tend to reuse resources. So I do understand that. As long as they feel very unique from majority of the other dungeons, materials would also be nice. I do really think that you should be definitely rewarded with able to pick materials from killing monsters as well. Everything to make gearing better in this game and easier. I think it's just the best thing they could do. I have a high hopes that obviously they're going to do really good with the main story and the concept of it, because for PGRs, I really do like it. You know, when you start to learn more about the characters and where they're from and what kind of like factions they're from, and what kind of conflicts and neutral stuff they have, it's nice to learn that stuff also from the side stories and not just from the main. And it's nice when you get to learn a little more detail about it from the side quests. So I would really love to see that. I did also want to go over the point of fast traveling. I really do hope right off the beginning of the game that they do give us a marker that we can just place down and fast travel to when we do need to go back somewhere, backtrack. I think just adding that little feature does make the game a lot more enjoyable, and it makes it a lot more easier to, you know, to explore the open world. Even if it is a little bit of an unlockable thing that you have to do, let's say play the story, get to level 20, and then you unlock the ability to place down the marker. I think that's perfectly fine. Give you a little bit of something to work towards. As long as we do have it at the beginning, at the start of the game, I think that'll make things a lot easier than to just go back to a TP and then you have to run over somewhere. If it's, let's say, a type of material or content that you have to like repeatedly keep going back to and get, I think it's a lot easier just having that marker. They can just place it closer to the location obviously you need to be at. Now moving over to more of the weekly game kind of content that we will have in the game. The stuff that I do want to see. So I wouldn't mind if they bring over a kind of battle system or style. They don't have to really change too much. More of this the same stuff. You put down modifiers or the stuff that makes basically the challenge harder. You fight the boss, you fight the enemies, you fight the wave. That I don't mind. I really do like it. I would like to see Babel in this game. I wouldn't mind it. Another thing I would do like to see is kind of like a boss rush. To see how many we can kill. You know, it's pretty much more or less of what a boss rush is. You kill as many bosses as you can as bosses get harder and harder. That I wouldn't mind. Maybe they can give us like a nice weekly resource from there. Another thing I would love to see is the kind of like a tower defense or a wave defense system in the game, or more or less a game mode, not system. A wave defense or tower defense. I think that would be a lot fun, just to shred a shit ton of enemies down with all the characters you have, especially more of your AoE kind of characters. You know, you get a real kick out of them. I would love to see that if they could add that into the game. The thing I would like to see is a racing game mode. I know it's a lot to ask. I think it would be really cool, and yet we could also use, let's say, if the game has mounts, that we can use the mounts inside that racing system. I think it'd be really cool and really fun, because they do have the open world, so they can, you know, they can basically separate a part of the map that they can use into an instance, a game mode, where you go in and then you basically run a course on that certain part of the map. I think that would be very cool. And I think it gives them a lot of creative freedom that they can make their own kind of like racing little mini game through it. Obviously with boosts and ways to slow down your enemies. It's not necessarily like Mario Kart, but I think it would be really cool if they made their own twist on racing. I think Kuro Games could do a really good job with it. So I have my hopes up. It's a little thing I put there, just food for thought. But if they do, great. I would love it. Now, of course, I am also gonna recommended that they do a battle pass at the start of the game. A great way for a lot of players to keep retention in the game. So I wouldn't mind to see it make the rewards like nice, like really good for people playing the game more on the free to play side than on a paying side. Have a really good incentive to complete them, like a really good reward or a very unique weapon or armor, it would be great. I would love to see it. Love to see it. And also, I do think that battle pass should drop a little bit of a currency that you can go into another shop. Let's say you built up enough currency through a couple battle passes, but you did miss a pass another month because let's say you're very busy, you had traveling, whatever the case is in your life. It'd be nice if you can go back and get a way to get something that you missed. I think it'll be great, and I think that's a missed opportunity if they don't do it. Now jumping on to mounts and pets. I would love to see a lot of variety of mounts and pets, especially at the start of the game, and especially a lot of ways to collect them through in the game. I think that would be great. Like a really fun thing to do. And so also talking about pets, I do think that we should have a way for the pets to give us back something. So more or less I'm trying to say is more like a pet farm. And with the pet farm, you do gain back a good amount of resources weekly that you get, let's say weapon materials, weapon XP, character XP, that the pets actually did something really cool. If they did have their own little farm, that'd be crazy good. And it'd be nice if the pets did have their own little passive abilities they do give characters. Let's say you have like a lightning ball following you around and increases lightning damage. That I wouldn't mind too much. Again, as long as these has most and majority of these pets that do have certain effects, especially ones that can help you with damage and gameplay, that they are very much farmable in game. A little food for thought here. I would love to see a die system in game for obviously the characters. I would love to see that too. For characters, for pets, and for the mounts, would love to see that. I think it would be really cool, and people would like to engage in that as well. You could make a lot of the dyes and material be farmable in game as well, out in the open world. I think that'd be cool. It's a little iffy if they will do it or not. Me personally, I think they can do the skins and do the dye system in the same time. I think the game would be fine and they can work around it, and obviously still make a profit if they want to sell certain dyes and skins in the store. That'd be fine. I understand they're gonna make money. If they do that, it would be nice to have a good flow of free-to-play ones in the game and newer ones that do turn up in the game instead of just always paid versions. The more stuff that equalizes players in the game, I think would be better. I do want to bring up that I just thought about too. If there was a little game mode that you can throw the pets into, I think that'd be very fun. It necessarily doesn't have to be turn-based. It could be just outright running around and blowing a fireball at you when it lines up here and there, and also like headbutting you. I think that'd be very cool, very fun. If we can engage with the pets in that kind of form, I think a lot of other people would enjoy it as well. Now moving on to more or less my final kind of topics I did want to talk about for this video. One of them being is a home base system. Some would be very fun and very cool that you go back and you can talk to, let's say, the other characters that you do have in your parties, that other characters you did collect throughout playing the game. Let's say, i.e. gacha or just free to play. The game gives it to you. I think that'd be very fun, and the fact that you could change around the base, the way it looks, sections of it, color, exterior, interior. I think all that would be very fun. I have high hopes that they probably will add that into the game. I just thought I would just talk about it a little bit. Also, they could put kind of the pet farm system inside the home base stuff. I wouldn't mind that as well. And it would be pretty cool that you could have all the characters you did collect running around, walking around, talking with each other and interacting with each other. Different sections in the home base that you did walk into to initiate doing something in the home base. Let's say you walk into your wardrobe area to dye your skins, put on your new skins. One is a training area where you can spawn enemies and dummies and stuff to fight. I think that's very cool and very needed as well for damage testing, especially in the future. A garage for your mount stuff, which you can actually ride and leave the home base out into the open world. Like, you don't even necessarily have to walk out of the garage and then be at a certain location. I think that you walk out and, let's say, choose a TP location would be very fine. They don't have to do anything crazy. I think that'd be really cool if they did that as well. So yeah, more or less that's kind of like the gist of what I was thinking for home base. I can see the immersion being there, so I would really love to see if they could do that kind of stuff as well. For the skins, I would really like to see a lot of the skins actually change up how the characters do look and give them different clothings and different little styles. And I actually wouldn't mind if they do change up the posture of the character a little bit. The more that the skin does, I think it's better, and the value that it does give a player, especially if they are purchasable, I think they should do a lot of that stuff. Also, visual effects definitely has to be a thing for the skins. So if a character has, let's say she does lightning and she has a slash and it's a purple lightning, please, if it's a summer skin, make it water. I really don't care if she does lightning, make it water. I think it'd be cool. A really good skin design I really did like is Lucia Plume from PGR. Normal form is she, she does ice abilities, and her jets and everything, they do light up. Really, really cool. I really do like that about her aesthetics. I really like how she has that more of like a techno thing going on with her other skin, the paid one. All the ice effects kind of turn into like a techno music beat kind of thing. And that I really, really, really find cool. So if they can do more skins like that, or pretty much all the skins and a lot of the skins like that, perfect. Now, talking about the gacha. The gacha, I really do hope that if they do it, that they just pretty much grab the same systems that they have from PGR. 60 pulls to get the guaranteed character you wanted, and that's the only S-Ray character on the banner. I think it's perfect. They should definitely keep on doing that. If they do want to change it, please no Genshin style banners. I've had enough of those. And a lot of other games. Some games I can tolerate more than others, but Genshin I couldn't tolerate it anymore. So I used to play Genshin, but I did drop it because the Genshin summoning was pretty awful, and not to mention that the rate of currency that we did get was pretty bad too. So again, the rate of currency has to be really good. The gacha banners have to be crazy good as well. Yeah, for PGR, I really don't see a lot of other games do copy them and the way they do for their gacha. So definitely want to see them copy the same kind of systems they have there. Now, if you're going to ask me, are they just going to gacha characters? Are they going to gacha the characters and then weapons separately? I don't know. Personally, I would love it if they just gacha the characters and a lot of the weapons that we're able to create in game. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to double dip characters and weapons. But you can hope, right? You can hope they'll do that. I think pretty much that they will probably just do the PGR gacha system transfer onto this one. So that's what I would like to see for the gachas. I did also want to note about the art that you can find on the main website here. I think the art is amazing. I really do like it. The second thing is that the art will give us a good insight into how we can expect to see the world, different areas, even a little bit insight onto the lore and even kind of like maybe the enemies that we encounter in all these different kind of areas. Also NPCs. I really do like that they had all the art here on the website. I think it's great, and I think again you should all go and check it out. So everyone, that is pretty much everything I did have to talk about in the video. My little thoughts and points that I wanted to share with you all. More or less, I did want to do this video just to kind of get a little discussion going with everyone, talking about this game that I'm very, very excited to play. Again, I have high hopes for Kuro. I think they're going to do a really good job with this game. I think the story is going to be amazing. I think the gameplay obviously is going to be amazing. This whole game is just going to be really, really good. My main worry is I just hope the game is not going to come out a little bit rushed, a little bit missing content or story. If they got to take time, take all the time they need. I'm willing to wait as long as I have to for this game to be amazing and perfect as it can be. If you are interested in pre-registering now, you can pre-register on TapTap on the main website through over here. Gives you a little link. It'll send you right over to the They'll send you right over to the TapTap page, and you can pre-register here and also see a little bit more about the game, a little more description, and also you can see the reviews that it's already got so far, even though the game's not out yet. And if you're more of a Bilibili kind of fan, there is also the Bilibili tab on the website that will bring you over to this page here. They can pre-register and do everything from there if you are a Bilibili user. All right, again, it's everything I had to go over. If you did find the video enjoyable, leaving a like or subscribe would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And I'll see all you in the next Wuthering Waves video. Later.